So ADA, hold on, let me just, right, we're currently in this demand zone, which ranges from 1.28 to 1.32 approximately. And we've also dipped below the 50 fib, which is not a good sign, right? Because see something like what happened with Stellar, it bounce, and then we go down, and then we go down, probably come back here, retest this, right? So it's really important for Stellar to bounce off of this and then reclaim this 50 fib, which is $1.3. So if we don't do that, I think we're gonna see a lot of like slow and tedious downtrend. But if we do recover, I'm looking at these swing highs over here, which is $1.5. But since ADA is kind of like a rebel coin, which is losing that status, if we do see a strong bounce from Bitcoin, and generally if alls follow, I'm looking at a retest of the range high, which is 1.61.
Okay. So, what if the current level of support holds, and then you're still targeting 154?
You mean this demand zone? If this
Yeah.
holds?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if this holds, yeah, I'm gonna, again, like if this holds right now, I'm not very fond of what Bitcoin is doing right now. So until and unless Bitcoin dips into the demands that we just spoke about, I'm not gonna go long on any altcoin, right? I want Bitcoin to show me some strength, and then depending on where Cardano is after Bitcoin shows strength, if it's above 50, cool, I'm gonna long it. If not, I'm gonna wait for it to recover above it and see if Bitcoin structure holds, and then I'm gonna long Cardano.
Interesting. I see. What about you, Sheldon? Where are you seeing from a longer time perspective?
Well, I haven't really had too much to say different about Cardano. I'll just say this: we did capture 140, which is a 2018 high for 5 days, and then we lost it.
Sorry, Sheldon.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing your screen, please?
Okay, sure. Yes, we had last week. We captured on the end of June, early July, we captured the 140 level, which is the 2018 high. Last week we gave it up, and now we're building on that to the downside. Like I've said before, if it's below 140, I'm bearish. Above 140 on a closing basis, daily basis, preferably weekly basis, then I'm inclined to entertain a positive outlook on it. But then there's also notable resistance not too far above at 155, 157, I think, in that area. So, below 140, I'm negative.
Okay. Below 140, you're negative. I mean,
Mhm.
because your big range is basically from 1 to 140, right?
Yeah.
That's basically something that this is an asset that you will not touch in between these two barriers. Is that
If I'm a swing trader, I'd short against 140, and probably at the 200-day moving average, I'd look to cover, or at least cover half my position, and then do the opposite. I'd go long in this area here, and take it back up. But in terms of a long-term situation, I wouldn't be a buyer until it came down into this price congestion that goes back to February.
between $1.95 kind
Yeah,
of.
let's say $1. Yeah, psychological dollar, $1. Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. So basically, two key price levels to watch out for Cardano from a long-term perspective, which is basically 140, which is kind of like where the 50-day moving average sits, and kind of like $1, which is just below the 200-day moving average. Until one of them gives up, you can kind of like enter a safe trade right to the upside or to the downside. But while this thing continues to trade within this range, would rather not trade this cryptocurrency, right? So yeah, so for Cardano, ideally just wait for confirmation. Akash is also seeing a potential downswing what was the entry point that you had, Akash, from a short-term perspective?
The entry point for the long position.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my 50 fib. If that fails, then I'm looking to go long at $1.2.
$1.2. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Which kind of like $1.2 is kind of like where the 200 week moving 200-day moving average kind of like currently trading at, right?
Is it though?
So
No.
111.
yeah,
is
it's
the
actually
200 day.
111. I see. Well, that's